My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Slay the Spire Modded. Ooh, alright, we did Beak last episode, we're going to be doing Construct this episode. Greetings, now. Obtain a random rare card or choose a rare card. Both of those allow me to get cards that I can mega upgrade. Mega upgrading being the asset of the Construct. Second upgrade on cards that makes them ridiculously powerful. I think I should probably just go for the random rare card. I desperately want to get the nuclear core. That's why I'm considering choose a rare card to obtain, because I saw it a couple runs ago and I haven't stopped thinking about it since. About all of the things that could be capable. What you could do with that. A thin deck, a cycling deck. Oh, it'd be so cool. You know what? I'm doing it. Didn't get it though. The cards we picked up were just a normal strike, a strike from Beaked, and a defend from the Mystic. So, I mean, at least this gives me a strike that I can get while I'm in defense mode, and a defend that I can get while I'm in attack mode. That has some value. What I could also consider is going for the golden bullet, and then you upgrade this again and it becomes 20 and like 40 or something like that, and then I just have a 1 energy 40 damage hit. But the problem is I would basically never be able to use any money over the course of the entire run after that. How many elites do we have here on the first floor? One turn kill elite? We'll see. 1, 2, 3. So it looks like 3 is the maximum path for elites. That just ain't great. I think I will take the golden bullet. Deal equal to 4 times the number of cards in your hand. So that's on 0, and then the mega upgrade to this has to be what, like deal equal to 8 times the number of cards in your hands or something like that. So amount of other cards in your hands when you'd be casting this. 4 by small or 9 by large, right? So basically just determine what the usual cases would be. 4 on the short. It's pretty good. Maybe I go Antimatter and a bunch of draw. I've never run Antimatter before. I've run Golden Bullet before. Not for a particularly long period of time, but I've run it before. Alright. Alright, let's give this a wee bit of a shot. Well, it's 14 currently. So double defend, attack mode, strike, and then antimatter for nothing. Hell yeah, got him. Chunked in that big 0 damage right there. And now that we're all aggressive, we should be able to finish. Okay. Strike, strike, strike. Looks good to me. Ooh, battery acid. Energy with this is not good. No, of course not. Nor is exhaust. I just want draw. Yeah, alright. A little hard pass there. Remove a card from our deck. Sure. I'm feeling like it's probably a good idea to remove this strike that's psych. No, because it only has an upside on the other strike, right? Ish. We just need to thin out the deck a little bit. Not too much, though. The problem with the heavy bolt is it keeps our hand... Well, it doesn't actually keep our hand the same size. It actually makes our hand 1 card smaller. Because you have to consider that the heavy bolt itself is a card that I have to play in order to get that effect. And then I get 2 plus cards and 2 negative cards as well with a random discard and draw. I think that's another hard pass. I could take the reactive shield and then just start moving towards a hugely defensive build for this character, but every single time I've run the construct recently, I've gone very defensive, and I gotta be honest, yeah, that's a thing you can do. I don't know if I want to do it constantly. It's like vanilla is probably my favorite ice cream flavor, but I don't eat vanilla ice cream for every meal. Oh god, I probably went aggressive too early there. Yeah, I think I did. So 3 by 4, 12. So if I strike, I can get 20 damage out. Okay, no, this is not good. So it's gonna be like strike, defense, defend, antimatter. Try and get as much defense as I possibly could have on that turn. All right, double strike for the kill. Stasis, reinforce, and anticipate. Stasis is a way to get a lot of copies of the same card in your hand. And in a deck this thin, you could just use that, sure. All right, I think I'm actually gonna... Whoa, this upgrades Stasis for us. Sure, the next space is just rest, so we'll mega upgrade Stasis. Now it's innate, retain, exhaust the card. Next time you play this, add 3 mega upgraded copies of that card to your hand. So this is basically buying me a bunch of different mega upgraded cards. And then I'm gonna teleport through here so I can go to another rest zone. I think putting 3 antimatter in the same hand next hand is ridiculous. Wait a second. Of course it is. So I do actually want to mega upgrade this as well so that I can use it without using the stasis as a setup, but using stasis as the setup for that is really big. I'm going to defend mode, double defend. Having a defense mode in play is actually going to cycle all of my strikes and help us get through our deck faster so that we can get to our stasises. Obviously, you should have just played Antimatter at the end of the turn there. I forgot that it costs 0 energy. Defend. The problem with the stasis right now is I don't really have a turn to play it. Okay, here we go. Stasis on the Antimatter. Defend, defend. Now we wait. Next time we play stasis, we're gonna go off. Defend, defends. Okay. You've got to give me the stasis. It's going to be so cool. There it is. All right, we'll stasis the defense mode. Here's 3 antimatters. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I like it. I like it. We've found a build. It's cool. I like it. I dig it. I actually don't know what the mega upgraded version was doing in terms of its damage, so 6? Okay. Did it have like an extra effect? Reduce your energy to 0 and regain it next turn? Whoa! That's a pretty wild upgrade. Regain it next turn. That was really bad on my part. I forgot that I was reducing my hand size by playing a defender, so I forgot that I wasn't going to be killing. So yeah, I get extra energy next turn. So effectively, this is like a delay of your energy. Oh my god. If this gives... It does give us 5 back. With enough of them in the deck... Wait a second. With enough of those cards in the deck, I just have... Oh no, I just super minused my strength. Damn. Let me officially return to the statement I was trying to make the entire time. With enough of those in the deck, we effectively just have a copy of the card that I've forgotten the name of again. Oops. Oh, because it's not a card, it's a relic. That's why I was screwed up the entire time. It's ice cream. And I guess the best thing to... Wow, for each act you climb, gain 1 dex at the start of combat. We could take Shield Burst, but... like... Shield Burst, Warding Shard, Defensive. We've done that before. I don't want to do that. That would be the correct thing to do at this point. But, in the non-High Ascension episodes, I prefer to just try and do different things. Sometimes that forces me to lose. That's okay. Molten Egg, whenever you add an attack card to your deck, upgrade it. Ooh, it's Eric, you, and Poro here. See, the problem here is that Stasis does need to be kept for the Antimatter turn. There it is. Stasis the antimatter, and then we get both of those strikes. Both of those strikes are looking a little worse for wear, let's say. Hi-yaka-roonies. Okay. Ooh, big old defend there, thank you. Literally incapable of playing strikes, so no need to worry about even thinking of it there. There's the stasis. I'll probably just burn this delirium. Stasis was confused on the redraw and lowered the amount of cards it gave me back as a direct result. Oh, that sucks. Damn. And 90 damage? Yeah, you know what? I think that'll do fine. Light bulb! Oh my god! I was literally just thinking about light bulb before. When I interrupted myself while I was trying to talk about ice cream, I had a sidetrack where I was like, wait a second, wouldn't this be really good with light bulb as well? Number one, it won't be, because antimatter takes our energy at the end of the turn, and that's what light bulb works off of. But number two, I was going to call it out, but I was confused about how, I was confused about whether or not I meant ice cream. Oops. Take none of those. Okay, so now we need things that increase the size of our opening hand. Something possibly to directly place antimatter into our opening hand. You know what? We're actually probably better off just going, yeah, that. And literally just like attack mode and wait. Not every fight has to be settled with antimatter. It sounds like an extremely futuristic, anti-militaristic statement. Here in Quackstar 5, not everything has to be sold with antimatter weapons. I think I want to veer off to this shop, but there's 2 upgrades here. And 2 upgrades, you know, 2 upgrades. I can't put them both on. I actually don't have anything I want to double upgrade right now, though. And the stasis is just a malleable upgrade. Okay, I'm fine with this. We'll stasis the antimatter. And then strike with the setup, sure. Hell yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing I was looking for. Strength down by 2 is still enough for antimatter to be powerful. I get my extra energy this turn as well. Carries 2 forward. Sure, double defend. I'm already not perfecting this fight. We get to draw 3 extra cards this turn. So, if we ever break the chain of antimatters, then the next turn's antimatters are way better because of the extra draw from the light bulb. So it does actually still help us. By the way, light bulb, I didn't even mention when it picked it up because I was too busy monologuing otherwise. Light bulb, if you have any unspent energy at the end of your turn, draw that many cards at the start of your next turn. That is why it's going to work particularly well for this kind of build. Hand Mirror, whenever you gain vulnerable or weakened, it is also sent to the enemy that applied it. Battery Acid, Isolate, and Backfire, none of those are necessary. Okay. This is Reverence. It is a Hubris Relic. Right-click during combat to activate, usable once per turn. Play an attack card from your hand at no cost and exhaust it. That is super powerful. That is the ability to choose to exhaust, on average, for most decks, 1 card per hand. It's cool as hell. Art of War, if you don't play an attack during your turn, gain an additional energy next turn. That's actually something that's not that unlikely to activate for us. Because we do setup and then execution effectively. Set up with the antimatter and stasis, and then execution later. So we'll actually go with the Art of War here. And then meal ticket whenever you enter a shop, heal for 10 HP. That's from the base game, which is why I don't really tend to get excited about it on mine here for 86 gold. Alright. I think it's probably worth setting up Antimatter really, really, really early here. Thank you, video game, for allowing us to do that. We actually also have the hand mirror, and I know for a fact that the Rust Beast applies, I believe, weakness? Don't check me on that. Or don't quote me, rather. Okay, so 81, 72. Yeah, this final one's not enough. Damn, it was so close, though. All right, Rust Beast. Time to go down. Fierce Bash, would not put that in this deck. Suppressive Far, would not put that in this deck. Snack Pack, Juzu Bracelet, Healing Shard, Slimy Hat, and Tiger Marble. Each of those are relics. I can't influence whether or not they appear, so I'll just leave them there. Second Antimatter. Battery Core Cycles. Hammer Down could get mega upgraded, and then if I ever play it, I get a bunch of decks, because the Warding Shard has already set us up with a ridiculous amount of decks. We could take another Antimatter. That just makes it easier. Yeah, I think we do that. Whoa, what is this? Runic Obelisk. Gain energy at the start of each turn. Lower your maximum hand size by 4. Hell no! As if! RNG, gain 2 energy and randomly run into a knob might actually be the correct choice here. Now, the reason is because any excess energy is just going to go into the light bulb and give me extra draw in the next turn, which makes our antimatters, plural, that much better. I'm gonna take it. Let's go. That's the Gremlin King, I think, at the end of this floor. There's a 4 elite path, an early shot, lots of midline rests. I mean, that's more than you can really usually ask for, frankly. Okay. And now we get to draw a bunch of extra cards. Hell, it wasn't extraordinarily unlikely there that we could have gotten back to the stasis. And here we have. Okay, this is cool. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Not gonna take any of those. Ooh, max HP. How does max HP affect us as this character? We won't be able to use the... Actually, no, we would be able to use Hasty Repair, but obviously we wouldn't need it. There's no direct interaction that I can currently see. Sure, I'll take it then. Rounding to a corner, you spot a hooded figure reading from a strange book and mumbling to himself. Yes, heart remove, I see. Hey, you, would you help me with an experiment? All right, we'll lose 81 HP, lose 84 max HP, and take the bottled heart. Upon pickup, this relic gains charges equal to half your max HP, and your max HP is reduced to 1. Start each combat with temporary HP equal to the relic charges, and any changes that affect max HP affect this instead. Before, when I got this, or actually not before when I got this, but before 2 runs ago when I had the beat and I was going for spice, a lot of people went, ooh, imagine spice and bottled heart. Doesn't work. You'd remove all the charges from the bottled heart. It says so right there. And to be fair, it's probably a relic that most people who commented that had probably never seen before. Removing all strikes and gaining 5 bites here, that might remove this strike as well. And I have the Molten Egg, so they would all come pre-upgraded. The thing is, they don't heal me, because I have no HP. So they just do the extra damage. We don't use our damage on our strikes, though. And in fact, we want our strikes to cycle, so we get our defense in stasis. No thank you. A lot of people would have gone directly to there, saw that they had a Molten Egg, and just gone for it. Like, I knew that there was a good reason not to. Somewhere. I just had to find it. Unplayable status cards can now be played when you play a status card exhausted. I believe there currently exists a bug in the game related to Beat the Cultist, where if you play statuses at the moment, it will give you extra energy. Medical Kit would actually be a good reason to take Overclock in this deck, and Overclock draws you extra cards. That said, I think because of our relics, in particular, Light Bulb and the RNG, we don't actually need that set up. Hang on. Okay, so... what do I want to do then? Because it might just be remove. It might even just be fight. I mean, because if we had 42 temporary HP every combat, as well as, you know, however much plated armor I would have, that's pretty potent. I'm doing it. Ah, you suck, you gremlin knob. I hate it. Of course you had to turn up now. Yeah, I think we now actually just... how does... so if you escape, and then I kill the gremlin knob, what's gonna happen here? I wanna know. And now I just fight the gremlin knob. Got him. Choose one card? I mean, there's probably got to be one card in here that I could use for the deck. Back up. Choose a non-rare card from your hand. Add 2 copies to the top of your draw pile. The problem with that is obviously that the card I want is rare. Probably like none of these. Sure, so I'll just take Guard Core for the possibility of providing me occasional block. Stasis the Antimatter, defend. Go. Defense mode defends. No strikes, get a ridiculous amount of draw next turn, kill next turn. Hell yeah. Stasis that Antimatter, and then we get these 3 back. The problem is, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to play another defense or 2. No damage copped here, but we have a deck full of those ridiculous hyper draws. All right. Need to be able to maintain the energy one of these turns. So by not playing this Antimatter, I'm going to draw my full hand next hand and then be able to use Antimatter appropriately. Hey, here we go. Popped him. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain an energy. Don't really need any of those. Get this one mega upgraded. All right, Book of Stabbing. Show us what you got. Ooh, I took no damage there. Afraid if that's all you got, I just don't want any. The next Antimatter, there's the next Stasis, good. We'll stasis the guard core now as well. That's actually a really good call. I'm actually just going to leave my temporary HP to block the incoming damage. Yeah, because I was pretty sure we were going to be okay. Killer Book of Stabbing. We got the Pet Ghost. Add a ghost card to your hand every turn. Your max hand size is increased by 1. Okay, this is now negative in far fewer situations. Like, you would have to be in like I have Clash in this deck and don't want to be hexed. Like, you have to get into more niche situations before it's not excellent pickup now. Now it's just options. Options are nice. Claw Grip. The construct at the end of each turn, retain a random card. It costs 1 less energy the next turn. When a non-upgraded card cycles, exhaust it and deal 12 damage to a random enemy. I don't know what the mega upgraded version of this is, but a non-upgraded card cycling, that's like all of our strikes. Would I want the deck to be thinner in that nature? Yeah, I mean, it gets us to our guard cores faster, but then also, like, our hands would... Like, I don't think it's necessary, is the thing. Incense Burner, every 6 turns, gain 1 intangible. I don't know if it's offering anything to this deck that this deck could not otherwise more easily get elsewhere. Okay, I guess this is just double up on those defends. I'm not going to use those strikes. Better to just leave them in hand. Whoa, okay. So that's a hand with an increased maximum size. Got it. Ghost Fetch, a basic card. I think Ghost Fetch doesn't check whether or not your hand is full by putting it in your hand. And the reason I assume that is because now I don't have max hand size +1. I wonder if all forms of draw don't respect that except for draw at the start of each turn? Maybe? We'll see. Alright. Hell, both of the bottom cards of our deck are Antimatter, so that's not great for us. Good thing we retained 4 cards this turn for some danged reason. 60, 54. I mean, increasing my maximum hand size is actually really good with this deck. Yeah, I could take Force Core, but I could also just not. Gremlin Knob, found ya. Alright, Ghost Fetch. I'll take the attack mode. Now I'm in an Adrenaline Potion. None of that really worked out how I wanted it to. Also, I actually misclicked there, but whatever. There's our Antimatter. Unfortunately, we do still got to get the Gremlin Knob off the screen basically as quickly as we possibly can there. Alright, retain the rest. We've got Intangibility next turn. Stasis, give me the antimatters. Gosh. How hard is it to just give me all of the antimatters in the game and let me immediately win? Acting like this is a huge dip. Whoa. Claw Grip. Claw Grip usually makes sure that it does not retain any cards that are already retained. Stasis was already retained and then Claw Grip tried to retain it. Maybe its Claw Grip doesn't do it if a card is 0 cost and retain. Huh. Because it can still provide a benefit to a card that's already in retain? Interesting. I wonder if that's the case. Anyway, Stasis on the Antimatter, Antimatter the other Antimatter at the enemy, and next turn, it begins. Okay, so I thought it was going to begin this turn, but apparently it's being delayed. Ah, yes, this is the turn it begins. Lay those two out so I can make space for my new antimatters. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I was going to be changing the enemy's attack pattern there. Oops. Thankfully, it doesn't matter because I have the temporary HP. Actually, speaking of that temporary HP, I should probably use that more effectively as a resource here. Just, like, allow the enemy to hit me a bunch. Hell yeah. Grinning Jar. Obtain a skill that draws 2 cards. For every 12 cards in your deck, attain an additional copy. So we got 2 of those currently. Quick attack. Make it kind of... No. None of those, thank you. Stasis on a Grinning Jar would give me a hell of a lot of cycle. I'm more interested in just getting that antimatter as quickly as we can. Good lord! Can we not always have the antimatters literally as the bottom 2 cards of our deck? Like, it's starting to feel intentional. Thankfully, our temporary HP is there to take all of the hit for us. Okay. And... there's the stasis draw. Got him. Because your max hand size is eventually limited, this doesn't seem like something that can scale well into the late game. That is to say, into like an infinite. But for the moment... I'm thinking like... defend, ghost fetch, the defend... defense mode, so the attack mode cycles. Grinning Jar, I guess? Sure. As long as we get... yeah, no. Back to stasis. We'll be completely fine. So 35, and then the next one's gonna be 30. That's a problem. Gonna be changing the attack pattern of the enemy. Probably gonna hit me. That's okay, we were intangible that turn anyway. Hell yeah. Rad! Antimatter got selected to keep. And now it's just the final 2. Get that nightmare down. The boot. Whenever you would block... whoa! Whenever you would block 4 or less, unblocked attack damage increases to 5. Reserves. Our max HP is always below 20. Thanks. Upgrading that, by the way, does not increase the amount it draws or the amount of energy. It gives you just what HP you have to be at to retain it. So we don't actually need to upgrade it. This fight's probably going to be pretty difficult for us, specifically because that opening had nothing. Game, you need to stop leaving all of my really good cards at the very bottom of the deck, please. Video game, it is not appreciated, and frankly, I'm a wee bit offended. See, the problem is this deck is nothing but skills right now, so I still kind of have to play them. Now I can stasis a game. This is what I was hoping for. Stasis on that antimatter. We get the other one back. Okay. Not half bad. Not half bad there. Okay, I'll fetch the defend, because then I want the strike to cycle. $52 hits the front line. All right, we've got this. We've got this. Stasis back on another antimatter. We'll Grinning Jar to fill our hands. Then antimatter, 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 antimatter. And next turn, we should probably just draw into an antimatter. Seems like it. Temporary HP tanks this. More antimatter. Looks a hell of a lot like it. All right. That block, I think we just flawless that boss there. Unfortunately, we didn't have anything asking us to, though. Yin Yang. Every two turns, gain 2 energy. That's... I mean, we don't need energy at all, is the thing. Start each combat confused. Confusion can never increase the card cost of a card rather by more than 1. Very little benefit for us in this deck with many 0-cost cards for taking that. Busted Crown, I mean, we're probably not going to be including any cards in this deck past this point, so... I can probably take that just for permanent benefit. Ooh! Twilight Guardian. Alright, we'll take you down. Or at least we'll die trying. No, but really, we're going to take you down. I mean, I could just antimatter the back line right now. Not that I'm going to. Just that I've noted that was an option that was available to us at some point in time there. All right. Now we'll anti-you. Leave the rest in the hand. I only just realized now that I probably ought to have taken advantage. Wow, hang on. Cards and gain an energy, thankfully. I'll throw out a defend here, Grinning Jar. I'm just looking for an antimatter so I can take out the exploder in the back line. And thankfully we got it. Trying to talk about something else and I immediately forgot it as that went through. Alright, attack mode. It's time to stop messing around here. Bye-bye, Repulsor. Hello, nothing. Hell yeah, Satchel. At the end of your turn, at the end of each turn, rather, retain 1 card. That is super good for us. Is it? I mean, it means that my antimatter will basically always be full. I guess it also helps me keep an antimatter in hand until the next stasis comes in. It feels like the ability to gain vulnerability on enemies is really, really big, and it's something that we're missing at the moment. So one-way mirror might be something to consider. I could also take the fruit juice and have the fruit juice increase the max HP in the bottled heart. Actually, that seems like definitely a good idea. Or, hang on, I can fight you again. And this time we'll win. Fight me! Hell yeah, stasis the antimatter. Stab him twice. Well, I don't expect any refunds, friend. Okay. Ghost Fetch give me defense mode. They attacks before we defend. Okay. This is specifically so I can cycle through my deck as quickly as possible, by the way. Now all reserves, looking for the other Grinning Jar back. Didn't get it. Play this Grinning Jar. Got the other Grinning Jar, unfortunately. But now we've got Stasis on Antimatter, and we got the other Antimatters out of our Stasis. Hell yeah. Come on, cycle back into the Stasis on the Antimatter. There's that Antimatter, I guess. I shouldn't have played that. I should have just left myself with the extra energy. Yeah, I actually significantly jeopardized my chance to win there. Alright, I'll Stasis this Grinning Jar. Now I've just got the Antimatters for the win. Got him. Okay, so we got the nice rug. Start each combat with 1 plated armor for every 50 gold we have. We got Satchel at the start of each turn. Retain 1 card. Girya, you can now gain strength at rest sites up to 3 times maximum, as well as the Sling of Courage. Start each combat with 2 extra strength. Critical hit? No. Boost? No. One-way mirror? Maybe. Laser Core? No. Zapper? No. Good Instincts? No. Thinking ahead? No. Fruit Juice, definitely. Fear Potion, Adrenaline Potion, and obviously my 300 gold. I think I'll actually, like, hard pass here. Cosplaying. Alright. Okay. There's a gremlin directly on top of me. I'm not super comfy with it, but... okay. We have 16 plated armor. Now that's a number. Definitely Grinning Jar first. Also thought I had that down. Reserves now, then Grinning Jar, unfortunately. We desperately wanted defense mode so that we could move our strength down so that we'd be cycling our strikes, but that hasn't really occurred yet, and I'm starting to get a little worried. One, two, three, 4, 5. Oh no, I took 2 temporary HP damage. What a worry. Ghost Fetch a defends. And defends. Lance, I'm out of the back line, and well, I was intending on choosing the Grinning Jar to retain, but it looks like that one was retained for me. Thank you, video game. Ever so kind. Got him! Blazed Taurus. Gain 1 strength at the end of each of your odd numbered turns, as well as hazard proof. Gain 5 block, gain 1 artifact, and the upgrade is 8 block and 1 artifact. Now, the problem with that is we actually do want our strength to be negative so that these strikes cycle. So to give ourselves artifacting is to prevent ourselves from being able to get that negative strength. Lose 0 max HP. Let me consider this one intensely. Do I want 2 madnesses in the... okay. Alright, I'm gonna Swift Potion just because this hand is very slow and I'd very much like it to not be this slow. So we'll Grinning Jar now. Stasis and Antimatter, then use the other one. Solid. And now we just wait until we have 4 antimatters in the same hand and win the game. Okay, this isn't working how I'd envisioned it. At least yet. I'll never turn my defense negative, so I don't want to actually play the attack mode. My defense is way too high because of the warding shards, so I should probably just hold on to the defense as it is so that I can cycle back through to my antimatters as quickly as possible. There's one of them. There's the other. We win. Don't really have the strength for that one, friends. All right. I would usually stasis the reserves here. The reason I am not going to do that is because this enemy ends your turn after it takes 50 damage anyway, so why would I do that to myself? Like, my turns are ending outside of my own preference either way. I also choose not to play anything there so that I can benefit from the extra draw next turn. I mean, I'm already defended. That's the beautiful thing about the stack up a bunch of money and then get the rug idea. Back in Grinning Jar. Alright. 3 antimatter. I get to play 2 of them? Is that enough for me? Yeah, it's fine. Hold on to this one, though. 1 more antimatter and we have a win. It'd look a lot like that. Wheel. Normal enemies drop an additional card reward as well as Scope Core, which is enemies gain vulnerability. When cycled, a random enemy gains 1 vulnerability. That is going to help us push in a lot of extra damage with the antimatter. We're choosing not to work out using the Girya here so that we can continue to strike, cycle the strikes, rather. The Gremlin Knob. Hello. Okay, in this fight, I can stasis the reserves. This deck does need to get thinner is the fundamental problem with it right now. Yikes. That's gonna suck to draw. And it did. Already played attacks this turn, so I guess I can play 1 more. Sure. Choose a card to retain. I'm gonna keep a defense. Just in case. Alright, Grinning Jar. Well, I hate you as much as I thought I did, Grinning Jar. What a thoroughly useless hand. And there's the Scope Core gone past. We've got Antimatter and the inability to play anything after it. I guess these 2 strikes. I'm gonna retain none of that. We're just gonna draw an Antimatter and it's gonna be lethal here. Now, of course, when I said that, I just meant that I was gonna use strikes. Bottled Soul. Upon pickup, choose an exhaust card. Whenever you play that card, it no longer exhausts. I mean, reserves, right? It's only reserves in my deck that's affected by that. Sphere of Dissonance. At the start of each combat, apply 3 vulnerability to a random enemy. That is going to be pretty damn wild. Transform a card. Probably get a strike out of the deck now. Boost. That was 0 energy for 4 attack and 4 block. Okay, so this was going to be a store, but of course, I am the store now. Stasis reserves. If we ever get back to reserves, that's going to be a wild time. I wonder if all of them will be affected by Bottled Soul. Or, I wonder, conversely, if none of them will be affected. Alright, more. Start with the grinning jar here. No real choice on that front. Should have used to defend. Damn. Damn. There's all of our antimatters. So I guess I'll play defense. It's attack mode. There's no reason not to play it right now, right? And then we'll stasis like a grinning jar or something. And it's antimatter. None of these reserves seem to be affected, actually. Cycle them all! I mean, I guess I can actually just throw standard attacks in. Fine, I'm gonna use an explosive potion, because we just don't use them in normal combat. Tumble is a way to draw a lot of cards, but the thing is, we draw so many already. Upgrade a card. Reserves doesn't need to be upgraded. The only reason we ever... obviously, it should be Green Jar. Reserves doesn't need to be upgraded. The only reason we ever put it in the stasis is just to get extra copies of it. Not half bad right there, if I do say so myself. Getting the setup on the first turn is very nice. We need more zero-cost things that we can more easily get out of our hands. Because that's really our problem right now. We just keep chunking up our hand. Okay. Reserves for the full draw there. Guess I'll pop out a Ghost Defend, a Ghost Fetch as well, so that I can start cycling past those strikes. Alright. Make sure to boost before the antimatter. And I guess I'll hold to defend. Probably not really going to make a difference. Yeah, no, I'm now sympathetic to the problem. Not going to have lethal this turn. I will have it next turn, though. It'd look a lot like that. Bottled Flurry. Upon pickup, choose a card. You retain that card at the end of the turn. If it would exhaust due to being ethereal, it is discarded instead. I don't know what I actually want to keep with this, and I don't know if it matters. An antimatter in there. Definitely not hasty repair. I'm going to smith the guard core just so that I'm in a better position with having a ridiculous amount of defense without actually having to do anything to work for it. We'll ghost fetch the defense mode out there. Also, skill potion on a reinforce is actually probably going to be a really good defensive card for us. Although memory chap is free. I could even mega upgrade memory. No, it's anti. This is an antimatter deck. Ryan, just use it as an antimatter deck. Okay. Save and defend, I guess. Alright. Now's when it should start getting serious. Get back to our first antimatter. Reinforce as well. I'm gonna play another defense mode so that the Taurus doesn't suddenly get our strength positive. That's also a good reason to then play the reinforce. I can follow that with a antimatter and still be immaculate here. I also could have chosen to retain that antimatter instead so that later I could use stasis. Speaking of stasis, I'm going to stasis this reserves right now, and then antimatter, draw. Draw yet again. Antimatter. And then hell, I'll even throw in a very tiny defend at the very end there. And it fully defended this. Alright, now let's stasis this reinforce so that I can play this antimatter and then that antimatter and then a reserves. Where's my next antimatter? Start getting a lot of these cards out of my hands. Oh, and there it is. Twilight Guardian goes down. The Construct takes the win. For the moment. My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire modded. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.